Myself, I'm Balram Bharadwaj. I'm pursuing my third year engineering degree in Bantakal, Madhurwadi Institute of Technology, and she is Nazifa, and the guy over there is Sri Harshavata, and she's good. So today I'm here to explain you guys what exactly this thing is, technology for virtual education of science and technology. What do you understand by virtual education? Okay, fine. Let's get the basic. What is education? Anybody? Okay, you then. Tell me, what exactly do you understand by education? In your own words. Studies. Okay, good point. Next. Boys, you're so active in the class. What do you understand by education? Well, in your own words, come on, in your own words. What do you understand by education? Okay, your friend is so hesitant to say what exactly education is. So, okay, two things basically. One is literacy, one is education. A person literate, you can monitor someone who is having a degree. He is illiterate, but he doesn't have to be an educated person. Education is not just, you have a degree. That doesn't mean you are educated. Education involves so many factors, like the way you communicate, the way you respect your elders. That's also education. It's not just what you study in the class. It is also education. I'm not disagreeing with your point, but education involves a lot of stuff. But we are subjected to only one thing, that is your syllabus. Whatever you study in your class, that's education. That's all. It's not just that. It's way beyond just subjected. It's not just subjected to your classroom. The way you speak, the way you behave with your elders, everything. The way you communicate, your behavior in the society, everything comes in under education. And you keep on educating yourself every single day, and it never stops. Every single second you are learning something from the nature. So that's education. Literacy is you have a degree, you are illiterate. That's all. A literate doesn't have to be an educated person, an educated person doesn't have to be literate. So I have already asked. Yeah, education is a process of character building, strengthening mind, and expansion of intellect. So that's what I said. It is the training of mind, not the stuffing of brains. It is the assimilation of ideas, not the dissemination of data. So that's what I have explained in a simple words. Okay, so under education, we can go for three types of education. Roughly, if you divide it, there are three types: there is formal, non-formal, or is informal. So, when we look into formal education, this is what is called formal education. You are sitting in a class. Ma'am is explaining you something. Might be some whatever the subject is based on your elective or whatever. Electing is in the new scheme. So you are studying in the class. Somebody is coming. You are listening or not listening. It's up to you. She is telling something. You are doing something on your left. Understand? Not that. Not exactly. That's not. Whatever you study in the school, that's called formal education. This continues from elementary school to the secondary school, further to the colleges, such an education provided by specially qualified teachers. Who are efficient enough with the art of instruction. The student and the teacher are both aware of the facts and engage themselves through a process of education. Some of the examples of formal education are classroom learning, basically what we are doing now, institution grading, certification, or planned education of different subjects with the proper syllabus required by attending an institution. Basically what you are doing now, that's called formal education in a simple word. Informal education. This is something you will learn every single day. This is a type of education wherein a parent is teaching a child things that are beyond academics, like preparing a meal or riding a bicycle, such education. And people can also get informal education through books, educational websites. This is an education that is not derived in the schools through a proper learning method. It is not pre-planned nor deliberate. Okay, I'll explain it in a simple words. So, what exactly informal education is? I have read it out and I have given some explanation as well. Informal education is something which you can even learn in the school. That's what they call it as character building. Yeah, you might have heard this word, in every school, you can call it as, they say, our college is this, we build not only the, I'm an engineering student, I say, we not only build, engineers, we also build characters. What exactly do you mean by character? So, building a character is not important. That you learn here from your house or from society, wherever. Informal education involves something which is not exactly in the academics. You are not learning A for apple, B for ball, or Pythagoras theorem, or what. You are not learning that. You are learning riding a bicycle. You call it as education. Yeah, it is education. And how to talk to someone. That who teaches you how to talk to someone? Who teaches you in the first place how to talk to your mother, right? Right or wrong? Right. So, who teaches you how to behave in the society? Your father, right? Right? Yeah, he does. So, those are informal education is something you get out of the school. You can get it in the school as well. Your friend might teach you something. So that's what I said in the first place. You learn every single thing, every single thing. Yeah, non-formal education. It refers to adult-based education, adult literacy education, or skill development. It can take different forms of learning, which is consistently and systematically provided in order to develop a particular skill or ability in an individual. Last one. Okay, forget whatever I have said in the PPT, looking at the PPT, which I have just forgotten. So, what exactly do you understand by non-formal education? We have a clear picture over there. What exactly do you understand by non-formal education? Okay, anyone? What do you understand by non-formal education? Okay. We have such a slide. What do you understand by non-formal education? Okay, boys are a lot resilient here. What do you understand by non-formal? Not exactly. What do you think? I understand by non-formal education. Okay, me picking is something very interesting. I'll explain it. Okay, come on. You don't know. Come on. Your neighbor. Okay. In simple words, okay. There was an example right here. What exactly is this? Is a skill other than your syllabus, which can feed you. Like have you heard about Dharmasala? Something it is. So they teach you something. They are not teaching you something under the roof like they are not teaching. They are teaching skills which are actually helpful in your real life. Like you can learn this for a duration of 6 months, and you can you can put up a training shop. You can make it your life. That's called non-formal education. The education you go through some course or whatever. And after the course, you can actually make a career in your life. So that's called non-formal education. So you all guys know what is formal education, informal education, and non-formal education. Right? Any doubt in this? What is the importance? Yeah, correct. What is the importance of education? Yes, please. What is the importance of education? True. Okay, middle here, middle man. What is the importance of education? In your own words. The teacher is not going to importance of education. Okay, I understand what you are saying. I understand. That's a good point. That's a good point. No? Okay, importance of education. Next slide, please. I'll just read it out. You understand it? You all actually know, but I know you can't just, you don't know how to express it. No, that's fine. You can learn it later on. The best education is very necessary for everyone to move forward in life and achieve success. It helps in building assurance in us as well as in building our personality. So, the importance of education has increased greatly in today's society. Education should be such that a person can get acquainted with his surroundings. A high level of education helps people in social and family respect and to create a separate identity. That's what I have explained in the first place. Education will play a major role in the modern technical world. Nowadays, there are many ways to increase the level of education. The entire system of education has now been changed. After 12th standard, we can also study with a job through distance education programs. Through distance education, we can easily get admission to any big and famous university at very low fees. Basically, we can, that's when the virtual education comes from. Now you can sit, okay, next slide please. Next slide. So virtual education in the later part. What is virtual education? What exactly, do you understand by virtual? What is virtual? What is virtual education? What is virtual reality? So virtual education, next slide. Virtual education means the use of information and communication technologies to offer educational opportunities to students in a manner that transcends traditional limitations of time and space with respect to their relationships with teacher, peers and instructional materials. Okay, the laughing person, what do you understand by virtual education? Come on, bro. Looks like you have understood every single thing about the virtual I have explained. You didn't understand. Okay, you bro. What exactly do you understand by virtual education? That person is so interested in answering. What is virtual education? Come on. What is virtual education? What do you understand? Virtual education. In your own words. Okay, don't worry if you are wrong. Don't worry if you are wrong. I told you, you are learning something every single day. So be okay with giving wrong answers. At least you are giving answers. You are not sitting quiet. You want to improve yourself. That's what I want from you guys. The answer doesn't have to be true all the time. You can be wrong so that I can correct you with whatever the little knowledge I have. What exactly do you understand by virtual education? Okay. Fine. Next. What's up? Go through it. I'll explain it to all the parts later. think you have understood. The video is so long, we don't have much time. So I'll explain you what exactly virtual education is. I can tell you what is, you guys know what is photosynthesis. I can tell you what exactly photosynthesis is. In words, I can even show you some pictures, where I can show you the pictures of, the cells and whatnot. I can just show you, and I can tell you everything in the background. But there is a limitation. Okay? There is a phase in which you can understand, but you can imagine something that, like, how exactly it works, right? So you can say, for example, I can say, we'll take the general topic like swimming. So I can tell you what swimming is. You push yourself in the water. You pedal your legs. I can tell you everything. I can even show you the diagram, but you can't understand. But whereas if I show you a video, right, in the whichever device available, if I show you something, you understand much better, right? Right. What exactly swimming is, you understand it much better. So that, in the simple words, that's what virtual education is. What is technology in education? A lot of education institutes are allowing the faculty as well as the students to make the most of technology. In the classrooms across the world, students are allowed to get laptops, tablets, and some other devices for research, lessons, and projects. Teachers are also joining in the digital revolution with the use of smart interactive boards, projectors, etc. Because this is what it is. You see it right here. This is also part of virtual education. So, I have shown you a video. I'm showing you in the PPT. You can understand it much better than if I have distributed every single one with a piece of paper where I have written what exactly virtual reality is. You understand much better in this space, right? Understand it or not? Good. Technology is in there or not? Reason why students need technology in the class. Next slide. Access to information and resources. Technology provides students with instant access to a vast amount of information and resources. The internet and digital tools allow students to explore various subjects, conduct research, and access educational material that may not be available in the traditional textbooks. Okay, so technology takes you beyond the textbooks. It's like, you can browse the internet. You can browse in the internet. Using technology, the education doesn't have a limit. In a textbook, can you read beyond? There is a set of syllabus, right? Beyond syllabus, can you read in the textbook? No, right? But the technology allows you to go further. If you want to learn, it takes you even further. You can understand much better. You can learn what exactly photosynthesis is in the textbook, and whereas you go Google it somewhere, you can understand it much better. You go through some videos, you understand it much better matter, and you can go in much depth. Okay, next. Digital libraries. This is a library, right, ma'am?
Yes.
Yeah. Look at this. This is a digital library, and whereas if you go for higher education, okay, laptops. Even some libraries they provide laptops. Whereas you can have access to the e-library. Whereas you don't need space to store books like that. You don't need a cupboard to store books. But when you have a digital library, you can access anything, anywhere, at any time. Any books you want textbook, you have it. You want a comic book, you can have it. Anywhere. Understand? Online platforms. Educational platforms and learning management system provide decentralized location for teachers to share resources and for students to access information. These platforms can host digital textbooks, multimedia content, interactive modules, and assignments. You guys know what exactly Google Classroom is. I think we have word for that. Okay, next. I'll explain what exactly LMS is in a Google Classroom. Open Educational Resources. Open Educational Resources refers to freely available education materials accessed online. Instructors can utilize OER platforms to find textbooks, lesson plans, videos, and other resources that align with the curriculum and provide students with additional information for the source. Basically, internet. Two slides. And then this is subjected just for your syllabus. Google Classroom. It would be better if I explain the Google Classroom. So the OER, it's like it is an internet. Okay, internet. Do you have a limitation for education? Do you have? No, right? Like there is. It's like an ocean, and your syllabus is like small glass of water from the ocean. Does that even come? Internet has lots of information, and you can access through OER. Different technologies used in virtual education. Augmented reality. What exactly augmented reality is? Augmented reality is an interactive experience that enhances the real world with computer generated perceptual information using software apps. Like, you always know what exactly BYJU'S is. Have you used it? No? Have you seen where the physics guy was explaining what exactly the electrons are, you see the electrons moving around? Have you seen it? That's what it is. Now I'm just explaining you the PPT. So you will think this guy is saying something else, but what exactly I'm trying to say is that you all have used BYJU'S, right? So you haven't. You better try it out. Even I have used BYJU'S back in my high school days. So it was helpful because you understand it much better. When you say electrons, holes are moving towards this, that, and all. You actually see. You all know what exactly electrons are. All right. Yeah. So you can actually see it in a real. You feel like it's in a real. It's actually AI. What do you understand? AI. You are all brilliant. I know it. Okay, next. You all know about ChatGPT? You know about ChatGPT? No? Who said yes? What do you know? What exactly ChatGPT is? Yes, correct. Anything else?
We can ask questions.
Yeah. It's an AI. You can ask anything. You can ask anything and it has an answer. So like, you might have any dumb question like, what is an apple? And it has an answer. Next, what is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence is a field which combines computer science and robust data sets to enable problem solving. It also comprises some fields of machine learning and deep learning, which are frequently mentioned in the conjunction with the artificial intelligence. You don't need to remember all these engineering terms. Just understand in the basic manner. That's what I said. You can access anything. Yes. AI in education. AI actually helps you in education. Like BYJU'S. Have you seen in the starting phase of BYJU'S? Have you seen whereas the second you log into BYJU'S, they take a test, right? Whichever subject you opt in, they take a random test, right? That actually analyzes what exactly your intelligence is there in the subject, and that through which that suggests you a course which you can understand easily. Or else there is some textbook, some Newton, someone has written it, you don't understand, somebody saying it in his own manner, you don't understand. AI suggests you a course which is of your intelligence, through which you can understand. Next, applications of AI in education. Learning platforms, tutoring systems, personalized learning. That's what I said. They take a test and they suggest you some courses. That's what I said. And adaptive learning, assessment and evaluation, education use cases, education applications, education technologies, education trends, education research, education teaching and learning. Next. This is what I was ready to explain. Google Classroom. Imagine she makes a WhatsApp group. Everyone has something else. Somebody is making birthday wishes. She is setting an assignment, and assignment is somewhere else. Somebody's birthday comes, you are bombarded. Spam, and assignment is somewhere else. Google Classroom is, it's subjected only for your syllabus. She can post assignment, you can submit assignment there itself. So that's how we can, rather than giving her, the hard copies of assignment, you can submit it online. She posts an assignment, like a quiz or something in the Google Classroom. You can take it in the Google Classroom, you can submit there itself. Wherever you are. You don't need to come to the college or school. Next. Synchronous learning. This includes classes in which all students and their teachers are online at the same time, unlike the other online. Okay, let's go. You have been through COVID, right? All have been through COVID, right? You know what COVID is? You have been through lockdowns. You were in home for 1 year, right? Yeah. What exactly you were? How exactly you were learning in that time? In that time, online classes. That's what it is. Google Classroom. Gmeet, Google Meet. Yeah, that's what it is. Synchronous learning. Next is education. Yes. Education technology used to support synchronous learning may include video conference as a whole class in breakout rooms or one-on-one. Gmeet, right? And real-time webinars or lectures. Virtual classroom, instant message. We can message in the Gmeet, right? Speak up, please. Speak up. That's right, yeah. Live Q&A and student poll. You have it right? Right or not? Yes, you have it. Next. Asynchronous learning. This includes lectures, classes, projects, or seminars that don't happen in real time. Instead, there are asynchronous classes or courses. Those lessons are pre-recorded and YouTube. You know what YouTube is, right? Yes. That's what YouTube is. Other than what Shinchan comic, we have this also. You can Google what exactly, you can go to YouTube and you can search what exactly photosynthesis and you can show you. That's what, it's pre-recorded. Unless synchronized is something Gmeet. You understand the difference between Gmeet and YouTube, right? In YouTube it's already stored. And here it's uses of virtual learning environment. Next. Flexibility. With the help of VLE, the education process becomes more flexible, especially in terms of time. Having free access to all the learning materials, students can easily align their studies with the other plans and activities. So it gets simpler learning education, even having a full-time job. Even when you are having a job, you can learn something new. That's called flexibility. You don't need to stay in some class. Accessibility. What do you mean by accessibility? You can be somewhere else and you can have access about something. Okay, you can be in your native and yet have access to your syllabus and everything. Okay, next please. That's called accessibility. Affordability. Another significant benefit provided by VLE implements is that getting a degree even in the top university becoming cheaper because there is no need of paying capacity. You don't need to be in a class to get a degree. You can stay in your home and get a degree. That's you don't need to pay rent. You don't need to pay anything. So you can get your education for cost. Okay, next please. Okay, please do enjoy the topic. Simple management. Virtual learning environments help teachers to plan lessons, manage administration work, track students' performance, activity, and level of engagement as well as provide